All right, welcome once again. So I can see we have a lot of people that are excited for today's session. But before we delve into today's session, can I get to know you more? Tell me your name and where you are joining from. Kindly type that in the chat. All right, we have enquiries. Okay, Lagos, Nigeria. Patricia from the UK. King David from Enugu. Olabumi from Calgary. Tabiso from South Africa. That's a beautiful name. Then Fiseye Samuel from Lagos. Gracious from, this should be the US. I'm not sure of your flag. We also have, okay, I think, all right, I think that's all. All right, so I'll get to introduce myself as well. So I'm Khadija and I currently reside in Nigeria, Ogun State. We have maybe from Singapore, beautiful. All right, so let's delve into today's session. I'll share my screen shortly. Isosa, please confirm if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, so today, I'm sure most of you saw our flyers and you saw our ads about today's session. So we'll be having some of our students who have worked on some live projects come here today to showcase what they have done. So before they come online, I would like to introduce what we do here at 10Alytics. So let me, okay. All right. Yeah, so who are we here at 10Alytics? So here at 10Alytics, we are a leading edtech company specialized in advanced technology training. And our mission is to help people of the Black community, either you're in Africa or you are in the diaspora, to through high technological training and quality practical training in areas like data analytics, business analysis, data science, financial analytics, cybersecurity, agile scrum master, and AI engineering. We also have a team of instructors from leading global companies such as McKinsey, Amazon, Apple, you name it. And they are bringing a wealth of real world experience and are dedicated to deliver the very best. All right, I also have the host for today, who is Isosa. Isosa is a seasoned technological professional with about 5 years experience, with diverse experience coming from data analytics, business analysis, power platform development, which is more recently. He's also the lead in charge of training operation here at 10Alytics, and he has worked with companies across the US, the UK, Canada, Nigeria, and he has trained over 1,500 participants. That's amazing. You can give him a round of applause in the chat. And here is me. My name is Khadijat, and I have over 3 years experience in human resource development, strategic management. I'm also a digital marketer and a project manager, and also a content creator. I also have a certificate in economics from Crescent University, Abeokuta, and I have mentored 1,500 developers and a team lead. So why are we here today? First of all, we'll have our students showcase their projects from 3 months ago and what they have learned so far. Then we'll have Isosa come on board to talk about our upcoming cohorts on the 5th of October, 2024, and how you can also transition into tech. And we'll also share our discounts offered to you. Okay, So next, we'll start our presentation. We have 4 of our participants who would be sharing their projects that they have worked on so far. So coming on board, I will stop sharing now so we can see our guests. All right. Yeah, so do we have Abibat on board? Hello, Abibat. Hello, Ayomide. Hello, Chikodi. Hello, Emmanuel.
All right. So we actually do have Abibat. I believe Abibat is Olubumi Akinyemi. So if we can just make her a co-host so she can comment. All right.
All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, so do you want to make Olubumi co-host so she can
I'm working on that.
as well? All right, fantastic.
That's Olubumi Akinyemi, right?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Hello, Olubumi. Are you
Hello,
there?
Olubumi.
Hello, everyone. I'm here.
Yeah, hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah,
Do
can
need
you
me to
turn on your camera?
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, Olubumi, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Wow. So you are in what program?
Business analysis, July cohort.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you're still in the program, right?
We're done with the training, but we're in the process of going into our internship.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so how has the training been so far?
Well, it's like, the me in June, not the me in now. So the me way back in June is like diving into the unknown. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the world I'm going into, but then I can't say that now. So the me in June is different from the me now. It's been a wonderful.
At least we can see that there is a change and it's
Yes.
for the better. All right,
Yes.
so you can share your screen. Let's see what you have for us.
Okay.
So your presentation is just for 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll try and stay in time.
Okay, thank you.
Please let me know if you see my screen.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay. So I titled it Navigating the Unknown. That was me way back in June, but not the current me. So once again, my name is Olubumi Akinyemi from the Business Analysis Cohort, and following a successful career in human resources and financial management, I decided to upskill with the goal of enhancing my professional value in today's fast-paced and unpredictable environments, and also to transition into tech into industry to leverage emerging opportunities as well as boosting my earning potentials, but ideally in foreign currencies to secure a stronger financial future. But so what I did was I went in search of data analysis for business purposes. I found 10Alytics through an online advert. I listened to a pitch and then I attended the information sessions. I was captivated by the success stories as well as the sound, engaging, and the knowledgeable facilitators. Now, the assurance for me is to make me a business analyst in 4 months, which I wasn't sure how that was going to happen, but then, yes, that was the promise. So now, what is business analysis? Business analysis involves tasks and techniques to help understand an organization's structures, policies, operations, and suggest solutions to achieve its goals. Who then is a business analyst? A business analyst is anyone who does business analysis activities regardless of their job titles. This includes roles like business system analysts, requirements engineers, process analysts, product managers, product owners, enterprise analysts, business architects, and management consultants. Now, for the past days of my training, I have been able to gather and learn how to use Excel for data analysis, visualization, and reporting. Also, Power BI fundamentals for creating engaging dashboards as well as reports. I was able to learn to use swim lane and flow charts process swim lane and flowchart process mapping for simplifying complex workflows as well as making them easier to understand. Now, at the end of my training, I carried out a project to test my understanding of the wealth of knowledge that has been passed on to me by my various facilitators. But note, one of the key takeaways from this experience for me, aside from mastering the tools, was the fact that it's very important to be friendly to everyone in order to avoid getting stuck with data analysis. So let's dive in. Now we have the business case and problem solving using flowchart diagram. Let's meet the clients. We have Agile Tech Solution. This is a forward-thinking software development company dedicated to delivering innovative, flexible, and high-quality technology solutions that empowers businesses to thrive in a rapidly changing digital landscape. Now, currently, the customer feedback process is inefficient and it lacks the necessary tools to analyze data effectively. The feedback is collected sporadically, leading to a 30% response rate, which does not provide a comprehensive view of customer sentiments. Now, this inefficiency results in missed opportunities for improvement and negatively, it impacts customer satisfaction. Now, what is my objective here? The objective is to increase feedback response rate, which is to implement tools and processes to boost customer participation in feedback surveys to aim to raise the response rate from 30% to at least 60%. Another one is to enhance data analysis capabilities, which is by adopting advanced data analytic tools to enable better understanding and use of customer feedbacks. The last one is to improve customer satisfaction. Now, to use insights from enhanced feedback to drive continuous improvements in customer experience, leading to higher satisfaction scores and retention. Now, the proposed solution is to implement an automated real-time feedback collection system that leverages digital channels such as emails, SMS, and in-app prompts. And this system will increase customer engagement by providing more convenient ways to give feedbacks. It will allow real-time analysis of feedback data using data visualization tools to identify trends, common issues, and actionable insights. It will also provide reports that inform decision-making and help improve product services and customer interaction. Now, the benefit of this is to improve customer insight. A more efficient feedback process will yield higher response rates, providing a clearer understanding of customer needs and pain points. Another one is to enhance decision making. So a better data analysis will enable teams to quickly identify areas of improvement and implement solutions that enhance customer satisfaction. The third one is to increase customer retention. Addressing customer concerns more effectively will lead to improved customer loyalty and retention, driving long-term business growth. Now, the cost. Implementation of a feedback tool system, such as software subscription, customization, and integration is going to cost the company, obviously. Staff training on how to use the new system, and then ongoing maintenance and support is going to cost the company. Now we have the risk. Low adoption of tools. If the customers do not engage with the new feedback process, the expected response rate improvement may not be achieved. Another one is initial cost. The upfront cost of implementing a new system may be a challenge, but the long-term benefits are expected to outweigh the initial investments. Now, my conclusion is that, improving customer feedback process is important to gaining better insights, enhancing customer satisfaction, and driving long-term growth. By implementing an automated feedback collection and analysis system, we can significantly improve response rates and leverage customer feedback to make data-driven decisions and decisions that upgrade our products and services. The proposed initiative will provide a positive return on investment through increased customer loyalty and satisfaction. So the next one talks about flowchart process mapping for the assist process. Now, the assist process map represents the current state of the process. This diagram highlights inefficiencies, the bottleneck, and the areas of improvement. So now, from the beginning, the customer submits feedback. They submit their feedbacks. Employees receive the feedbacks through the email. The team reviews feedback quickly. Then responses are sent to customers. That is, if there is any feedback. Now, collected feedback are usually analyzed monthly. And then the last one is no follow-up action is taken after the monthly analysis. That is for the assist process. Now, for the to-be flowchart process mapping for the to-be process. Now, from the beginning, so sorry, this the to-be process map represents the improved future state of the process after implementing changes. Now, from the beginning, the customer submits feedbacks. Feedbacks are collected through a new feedback tool, which is online surveys. The team reviews feedback daily instead of the weekly reviews that is being previously done. Automated responses are sent to customers. Real-time analytics dashboard is created for continuous monitoring. Action items are created based on feedbacks that are received from customer, and then customer satisfaction is tracked over time. So now the last one is to translate the to-be process into user stories. We have epics, user stories, and acceptance criteria. Epics provide a way to organize and manage large tasks by breaking them into smaller, actionable pieces, making it easier to prioritize and plan work over time. User stories can be used as a basis for development and ensuring that the new feedback system meets user needs. Acceptance criteria. This helps to ensure that the new processes and the systems are implemented effectively and meet user needs. They also provide clear, measurable goals that can be used during testing and validation phases. Now, translating the to-be process into user stories, we have EPIC. The first EPIC is feedback submission, user stories. As a customer, I want to submit my feedback through an online survey so that it is easy and convenient for me to share my thoughts. Acceptance criteria. The online survey is accessible via multiple devices such as desktops, tablets, and mobile phones. Customers can submit feedback in less than 5 minutes. Now, EPIC, feedback collection, user stories. As a customer service team member, I want to collect customer feedback using a new feedback tool so that I can gather insights more effectively. Acceptance criteria. The feedback tool automatically collects all responses in a centralized database. Collected feedback is timestamped and associated with the customer's contact information, if any is provided. The third EPIC says daily review of feedback. User stories. As a customer service team member, I want to review customer feedback daily so that I can access any urgent issues promptly. Acceptance criteria. Customer service team members receive daily notification of new submissions. The feedback is organized in a dashboard that allows easy sorting by date and rating. EPIC, automated responses, user stories. As a customer, I want to receive an automated response after submitting feedback so that I can know my feedback has been received and is being processed. Acceptance criteria. Customers receive an automated confirmation email within 10 minutes of submitting feedback. The automated response includes information on how their feedback will be used and a contact for further question. EPIC, real-time feedback analysis, user stories. As a customer service manager, I want to access a real-time analytics dashboard so that I can monitor customer sentiments and identify trends immediately. Acceptance criteria. The analytics dashboard updates in real time as new feedbacks comes in. So key metrics such as overall satisfaction scores and number of feedback submissions are displayed prominently. Lastly, EPIC, implementing improvements, user stories. As a customer service team member, I want to create action items based on customer feedback so that we can make improvements that enhance customer satisfaction. Acceptance criteria. Action items based on feedback must be documented in a project management tool within 48 hours of feedback review. There is a clear process for tracking the status of each action items. So something that will show us if it is pending, if it's in progress, or if it is completed. Lastly, tracking customer satisfaction, user stories. As a management team member, I want to track customer satisfaction over time so that I can evaluate the effectiveness of our improvements and make informed decisions. Acceptance criteria. Management can view a comprehensive report on customer satisfaction metrics at any time. Satisfaction scores should be tracked over time and displayed graphically. So through graphs, things like flow charts, swim lanes, trends, and then a quarterly review of customer satisfaction metrics is conducted with a summary report shared with all stakeholders. Thank you. Oh, I can't hear you. I think you're muted. You're still muted.
Yeah, Khadija, you can turn on mute now.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was saying beautiful, well done.
Oh.
I love your storytelling and how detailed the explanations were. I'm sure
Thank
people
you.
who don't even have any idea about business analysis would be able to learn one or two from what you have just presented. Yeah, all right. Isosa, do you have anything to say? Hi, Isosa, can
Yes,
you hear me?
actually.
All right.
Yes, I can. So you can stop sharing now,
Okay.
Olubumi. All right, so that was a very, very much fantastic presentation. Okay,
Thank you.
and I just have some few questions so everyone on the call actually do understand what it is that you've just presented, because
Okay.
a lot of the things you spoke about, you were using business analysis terms, talking about it from a business angle, and it was so much amazing. But some persons might not really understand because they are not business analysts. So what did Olubumi really do? What is this amazing thing that I can see on my screen? Okay, so the project that you worked on, all right, the project that you worked on, just give me a quick brief. It's an application that the company is looking to build, right?
Yes.
And what does
So
the application do?
So the application is to improve customer feedbacks. So the client is a tech company, and then they are getting the feedbacks they are getting is below what they should be getting. So and then where I come in as the business analyst is to suggest or advise on how their feedback can be improved, how their clients can get back to them and then tell them, okay, this is what we like about you, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what we like about your product. So that's where I come in. So it's just for me to advise them on how to go about improving their customer feedback initiative.
All right, fantastic. I saw some I saw the user stories, of course, but I also saw like a process map. I think I saw two process maps, and the first was talking about the current state, while the other was talking about the future state. What does that even mean?
Okay, so the first one is the assist. That's the assist process map is how the company current state is, the current state of the company, the current feedback state of the company. And then the to be process map is the proposed state that the company should adopt. What the company, the way forward basically for the company. That's the to be. So that is what we want the company to adopt.
Okay, so the assist is the way the company currently is at the moment. That's the
Yes.
reason why it's called as is.
As is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the to be is to be.
Where they're going to, what they should do, where they need to
What
be.
they
Yes.
should do. Okay, where they
Yes.
need to be. And so the
Yes.
application, this feedback application that we are working on, is meant to
Yes.
take the company from the as is to
To
the
the
to be.
to be. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and those process maps, how do you come about the process map? How did you come about it? Was there an application you used? in building the process map? How just give me a quick story about all of that.
So to build a process map, what we do is we go to drawio.ca. And then there are lots of different diagrams. Anyone you want to use, if you want to use diagrams, if you want to use charts, if you want to use the swim lane there. So you just pick the one that is applicable to what you're talking about. So what is applicable to what I am discussing is a flow chart. I could have used a swim lane, but then swim lane will be too cumbersome for the process because it is not a lot and it's not a lot of, it's not a lot basically. Let me just put it like that. So I decided to go with flowcharts because it is what speaks to what I am addressing at the moment.
All right.
But
It's what speaks to what you're
get it on
addressing.
Draw.io. Yes.
Okay. All right, fantastic. And one more question, so I let you go. Okay, because of course this conversation can go on and on and on and on.
I
Taking a
trust
look
you.
at that, I was very fascinated. Okay, I was fascinated taking a look at what you've been able to do. All right. As regards the user stories and the epics. So the user stories, how did you understand? How did you come about the user stories? How did you know that these are the different things that should be in the application? Was there, how does that actually go as a business analyst?
Okay, so for the epics, you have to look at what is going on with in the company to be able to say, okay, do you want, what they want is they want to increase their feedbacks from 30% to 60%. Now, that is one of the epics you can use. I would want to increase feedbacks. Now, user stories is now you want to increase your feedback as epic. Now, user stories will be that me now, as a client, as a customer, I want to be able to put in my grievance. I want to be able to tell you. Now, that is coming from me. I am the user. I am the one using your application. Now, I want to be able to tell you what you're doing wrong so that you can fix it, so that I can continue to be your client. That is the user stories. Now, if we go to the acceptance criteria, that is what the company should do. When they see my grievance, when they see what I do not like, when they see that, okay, this is where you're falling short in your product, now they should implement the acceptance criteria so that it will accommodate my grievances. Yes.
All right, fantastic. So the acceptance criteria is what needs to be done to
Yes.
ensure that the feedback or whatever becomes the to be. Okay, let's put it
Yes.
down,
Yes.
becomes the to be,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I really love that
Yes.
that
Yes.
phrase, as
Yes.
is and to be. I think
Yes.
I'm going to use that for a while. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Olubumi.
Thank
It
you
was
very
really, really
much.
great speaking with you, of
Thank
course.
you. Thank you.
All right. All right. So before we move on, please ensure you fill in the attendance form. So my colleagues that have been sending in the attendance form to the chat box, you want to ensure you click on that and that you fill it in, so you get the resources and everything so you get the resources, the materials and everything that would be utilized in this session. And so you get to get something special. Okay, so you have to fill in the attendance form to know what I'm talking about. But please ensure you do that. Click on the link and, of course, fill it in. Khadija.
All right, thank you for that, Isosa. So we have the next person who is Emmanuel. Hi, Emmanuel. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good evening.
Good evening. Are you able to turn on your camera so we can see you? All right, beautiful. Yeah. So Emmanuel, you're from what program?
I'm from the data engineering program, the June cohort.
All right, nice, June cohort. So are you still in the program or you're also moving to the internship?
I'm still in the program, but we're about to round up now, and then we'll move on to the internship phase.
All right. So how has the program been so far?
It's been good, very exciting, and very knowledgeable as well, because I came in from a non-tech background, so there was a lot to learn, and I have learned a lot. And I'd safe to say my time with 10Alytics has improved my skills and helped me on the new path I'm trying to take. So it's been great.
All right. So if you are to rate yourself now, how many percent will you give yourself?
I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to rate myself. So, but maybe 60. Hopefully, probably 60.
Oh, fair. I can see because you are still in the program, you are still training. So
Yeah.
I can see where you are coming from. But it's a work in progress, and I'm sure you surely get there.
Amen.
All right. So can you share your screen and show us what you have been up to?
Sure. Am I allowed to share? Am I a host? Or let's see.
Yeah, sure you are.
Okay. Just let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right, good. My project is going to be more practical than theoretical. So it's just, I titled the project ETL process for weather data. So extracting, transforming, and loading from API. So essentially, as a data engineer, we are tasked with extracting or ingesting data from multiple data sources, transforming this data, ingesting this data in their raw form, so transforming them into the desired format, and then storing them or loading them into a database, which would be ready for analysis by the data analyst, business analyst, or the data scientist. So essentially, in this project, it's a very basic project where I just extracted weather data from an API source, transformed the data and loaded it into a database. So for the project overview, this project focuses on understanding weather patterns and their impact on various sectors. So the goal is to develop a reliable method for retrieving, processing, and analyzing weather data. By the end of the project, I'll be able to gather data, detailed weather information for specific location, transform this data, and store it into a database. And I just like to mention that this presentation is going to be in two parts. So there's going to be a quick overview, and then I'll move to a practical aspects where I actually run this codes live and try to carry out the whole process. So the data source here, I'll be getting my data from a web service called Weather Stack API. So they provide you with real-time and historical weather data. So I'll be making calls to their server to extract this data, which I'll be using for this project. So in data engineering, ETL means extract, transform, and load. So the ETL process here, like I said, is a very basic one. We're just going to be extracting, pulling the data from Weather Stack APIs and servers, transforming this data, and then so that's cleaning it up from its raw form, making sure it's ready, and then loading it into a database. So the tech stack I used for the project were Python. I use request, pandas, Pickle, and G2. So Python is the main programming language I use for writing my code here. So requests was used to, it's a Python function or library that I used to make requests to the API server and then get this data into the system. Pandas would be used as a Python function as well. Python function for transformation of the data. Pickle is a library in Python that allows you to store this data after you've ingested it into your system. So you don't always have to make requests to the server, because the web service I'm using, Weather Stack API, they give you like a monthly allocation. So you have a limited amount of requests you can make to their servers. So with Pickle, you can make one request, and if you get your data, just store it on your system or save it on your system. You can then pull that data and then use it for your analysis. And then lastly, G2 is the library I use to load the data into a database. I just have a quick overview here of the project architecture. Like I said, it's a very simple, straightforward one. So I'm abstracting the data from Weather Stack API, transforming it with Pandas Python function, and then loading it into a database. So thank you. Let's just dive right into coding aspect. Wrong screen. Can you still see my screen? Let me know.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, so I will just try to fly past the codes so I don't bore everyone. So essentially in Python, before you start using or running your code, you have to install your dependencies. You have to store the libraries you need. So if you notice, these are the same things I wrote down in my tech stack presentation. So request, pandas, pickle, scikit-learn. Now, I'm not going to run them now because I've already installed them, so I don't need to run it. Now, after you've installed it in your system, you have to import these libraries before you can use them. So I just quickly imported it now, just so it doesn't take time. And you can see it's a success there, so it ran. So with the extraction phase, so it's ETL, so extract, transform, load. So we're going to be extracting the data now from Weather Stack API. So I'll be doing that with this. That's what this block of code this is doing here. So I'm just using the API, the base URL, and then I'm going to be testing with a default location just to be sure there's actually data to pull. So if I run this real quick, it's running now. So you can see there's a success there, and that's fine. Now the data from the API comes in JSON format. So to actually view the data, I have to put it in like a .json method. So if I do this, now here we go. You can see we have some really rough data for the city of Dublin. So that's fine, our API works. Now, as part of what I want to do as well, you might not, depending on the use case or the business case that you need, you not necessarily need everything from the data. So I want to only get a few columns from that data, about 7 of them. So this is location, temperature, wind speed, pressure, humidity, local time, and time zone. So I'm using this is called indexing in Python. So I'm just going to run this real quick as well. So that ran. So if I view this variable now, you can see I've only been able to take the location, wind speed, and all of that from the big block of data that I extracted. So that's good, and that's fine. So tested that now, and I can see that my API works and then gotten my data. So that was just for one location, but I want to do this for multiple locations, so about 5 cities now. Depending on, again, the business case or the use case, you can do this for multiple. You can do this for every single city around the world and just get their data to, conduct your analysis. So this block of code is just going to do that. It's going to extract the data for these 5 cities and then load them. So let's quickly run this now. So it's running. So good, so that's successful. So if you want to view the data now, you can see now it's truncated because there's a lot of data here. But if we view in the text editor, we would see that it has pulled in data for Dublin. It has also pulled data for Kildare, the same data for, there's one for Galway. So it did the same thing for these 5 cities. So that's successful. And then we've been able to ingest this data for these 5 cities. So I mentioned earlier that pickle is a function that I could use to save my the data, the raw data on the system. So I don't always have to make requests to the server. So because sometimes some service providers can block you if you make too much requests to the server. So this function here is how you can save the this line of code. Is how you can save that file on your local machine. So if I run this real quick, you can see that there's a file appeared here now. So that data I just ran here has now appeared in my system. So every time I want to access this data, I don't always have to go back and make another request to the server. So I'm saving my allocation, my monthly allocation for my API calls, and then I don't have to get kicked off the server. So this is to save the file. This is to load the file if it's in your system and you want to load it. So if I run this, that's here. So if I run this again, you see it provides the same data. This was the same data we got up here after making the call. So good. So we have our data on our system now, and that's fine. Now, the same process I applied above when I was trying to test for one city, I need to do this for all 5 cities. So I'm going to be, I used a process called a for loop. So essentially what this is doing is it's going to go through all the cities I highlighted and then pick out these 7 columns. So the location, the temperature, wind speed, pressure, humidity, local, time, and time zone. Apologies if I'm too fast. I'm just trying to stay on that 10 minutes. So it's going to go through all of this and then pull all this data for each city. So if it does this for Dublin, then it moves onto Kildare. When it's done, pulls everything for Kildare, it moves onto Galway, and it does this for the 5 cities. And when it's done, we are good to go. So I'll just quickly run that now. So yeah, so it's run under 0.0 seconds. So if I want to view that data now, yes, so you can see we have location, temperature, wind speed, and humidity, time zone for Dublin, and then pulls the same thing again for Kildare, pulls the same thing again for Galway, same for Limerick, and so on. So like I said, you can do this for as much cities or locations as you want, and you don't have to pick all these locations. You can just index and take whatever columns you want. So that's good. We've gotten our data, we've gotten it, and we want to work with this. This is what we need to load into our database. However, it's not in the most presentable format. So it's not the best of formats. It's in JSON, which can be difficult to read. So this is where we'll be moving to the T stage, which is the transformation stage, where we get to transform our data into a more structured format. So there I'll be using pandas. It's a very simple transformation that was done here. So I just created it's called a data frame. Is what we use to transform this data into the JSON format into like a structured type format. So this is the line of code to create a pandas data frame. So I'll just quickly run that now. So that ran. So if I view our new data now, you can see it's now in a tabular form, the structured format, so which is presentable now, and it's better. With this, you can then run your SQL. The data engineers, the data scientists, data analysts can now run their SQL queries and then query this data for their analysis. Now, pandas also gives you there's so many functions, but one of that is just the 1 second. Sorry. So it gives you the option to view the columns, actually. So it tells you about the columns, and you can check if there are null values in your data. And if there are any null values, which there's none here, you can fill them up and or you drop them. And it also shows you the data type of your data. So that's fine. And that, like I said, is very simple transformation here. And for the business, the use case, this will just suffice for what I need to do. So I don't need to do anything here. I'm just going to now load this data from here into a database. Now, there are many ways to load this, and there are different types of databases. But for the sake of this project, I use the PostgreSQL database, which is on my local machine. Some databases are on the cloud, so you can load your database to the cloud. But like I said, simple project, just loading on this local machine. So to do that, I have to create a connection. I'll just explain this block of code. So I have to create a connection between my system here and my local machine. So that's what all of this is doing, is talking to my database to ensure that that's fine. And then when I'm done with that connection, I have to create. Now, as we can see, the data is in tabular format. So we have to create a table in the database. So when we're loading this data, it has to be in this form. So it has to match what we have on our system. So I will just quickly show you my database now. So I have the database here, but there is no table yet. So if I click on table, there's nothing here, which is fine. So what we aim to achieve here is when we run those codes, we should be able to create a table where we'll load this data. So I'll just quickly jump back into my code now. So in creating this table, I'm just going to write a few. This is the code to create a table here, something similar to SQL as well. But when I'm done with that, I'm just going to run this. Hopefully, you know where. So good, that's fine. There's a success message, which means our table has been created. So let's go back and verify. So if I refresh this now, you can see whether data table has been created. And if you check here, The columns are, there's an ID, location, temperature, wind speed, pressure, all of that. So we just confirm now. If you click on the drop down and check the columns, you can see ID, location, wind speed, temperature, time zone has been created. However, this table is empty. So we've just created the table and there's nothing in it. So if we go to view the table, let's just check. 1 second. I'm not quite sure why it's slow. So good. So there's no data output. So we've created the table and that's fine, but there's nothing in the table essentially because we haven't completed the loading process. We only created the table, which is going to house our data. So now we're just going to go forward to load our data, which is what we have here, this data into our database. So I firstly created a function here to pick out the desired tables that I wanted, and then inserted the data that we've highlighted here into the table. So it's going to match. So if you see, without going into too much details, you can see we're inserting into our table, and then we're adding these values. So location, temperature, wind speed, pressure. So we're going to just be doing that now for each location. And so if I quickly run this success, so it's been fine now. So let's just verify that data is here. So if I refresh this now, good, and we'll try to view our data. Good. So you can see we have our data now loaded on this database. And if you go through it, it's quite small. You will see that this matches exactly what we have on our Python environment. So yeah, this project, like I said, was a very simple, straightforward project just to test, extracting from an API, transforming and loading. Or you can imagine, companies can have, a million rows of data. So in this format, it's for the use case, it's all right and it's presentable. So the data analysts, the data scientists, they can now, come in here with their SQL queries to extract and then run their analysis. So as data engineers, we're tasked to handle the data before the data is being used. So we meet the data before others meet the data. So essentially, our job is to make sure we prepare the data, clean it up, transform it, make sure it's ready for use and ready for analysis. And that was what this project was just about. So thank you for joining, and I hope I didn't bore anyone to sleep. Thank you.
All right, beautiful presentation, Emmanuel. For someone who rated himself 60, I'm sure you must have rated yourself more than 6. Anyways, there's a question for you in the chat. So Oluwasomi Oguleye wants to know, is there a difference using MySQL and SQL?
MySQL and SQL. Do you mean databases or? Okay, I'm just going to the question.
Let me read it. No. It said, what is the major difference between SQL and MySQL? Can MySQL be used for the same purpose as what you are doing right now?
Oh, definitely. MySQL can be, I'm assuming the person means database. So PostgreSQL is just a database we're loading the data into. And MySQL has done like database as well. So you can use that to load your database, that's fine as well. Also, if you also mean the difference between SQL and MySQL as in the language, from my understanding, there's a little difference in, I think, the queries. So sometimes the structure is the same, but the queries might differ, sorry. So there's just some words that you might want to, when you're writing your SQL query, essentially, it might be structured one way in SQL, and then my SQL might need an extra word or a comma or something. But that's from my understanding. But definitely, you can use this SQL and MySQL for the same project as well. There's no implication.
All right. So one last question before you leave. So Larissa is asking, you mentioned you had a non-tech background. Did you get efficient with Python just from the training, or you had used Python previously?
The training helped definitely, like a big time. It helped us with Python because we had classes on Python, and they provided materials as well. But on a personal level, I previously did not really, I had an interest as well in learning Python because I knew as a data engineer, you needed at least one programming language. So outside the training I got here in 10Alytics, I also tried to improve my programming language, my coding skills essentially. So I took on some additional resources to add to what I had because I knew if I needed to, go far or do well, I needed more knowledge or I needed enough knowledge. But the analytics helped a lot with Python. Like I said, they were always on hand. We had classes, numerous classes on Python. The facilitators were always there providing materials and resources and helping us out with instances and codes that we had issues with. So they were always on hand to help us with Python.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Yeah, so thank you very much, Emmanuel. The next time I'm going to be seeing you on this type of call, I want to see you raise yourself 100%.
I'll try.
All right. Isosa, would you like to say anything as well?
So not really. Listening to Emmanuel, I've been saying fantastic over and over and over again for a while now. And I think I need to add some new words to my vocabulary. But yeah, Emmanuel, what you did, absolutely fantastic. For people on the call that might have been taking a look at that, seeing a bunch of code, and you're wondering, what is this really about? So Emmanuel just helped a company get data from another website, from another application, using what we call APIs, and then moving that into the company's database. That's amazing. Because a data analyst, a data scientist, people that use data, that data needs to come from somewhere. The data is not just going to magically appear. It's not just going to, by the snap of the finger, the data just appeared. You need someone that will get the data from wherever it is, extract it, transform, and of course, load it into a database for the data analyst, the data scientist to go ahead to get this data and to work with it. And Emmanuel has just done that, working with weather, yes, the weather data. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. That was fantastic, as I've been saying.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel. You can drop off now.
Thank you.
All right. So we also have Phillips. Hi, Phillips.
Hi, Khadija. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
All right. Do you mind sharing turning on your camera? All right, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're from what training program?
I'm from the August cohort from data analytics.
All right, beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm sure you know my face then.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. So how has the program been so far?
The program has been amazing, to be honest. The very first time I joined the mentorship program, joining it, I've always seen people do data analytics, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do it, but it seems so complicated. So I never tried venturing into it. So I'm actually a business owner, I own a real estate company. But when it comes to anything data analytics or analytics, I feel like it's people that really know a lot that's able to do it. But joining the mentorship program one day when I heard Efemena gave a presentation and how he really simplified it and make us understand that anybody can actually do it. You just need to put in the effort. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So I gave it a try, and since day one, it's been really amazing. And like the way it is really simplified our learning, our facilitators, also everyone in the group has been really amazing. And the program for a price, I still usually say it's a catch, right? And
Yeah.
I only know how to use Excel to like just write out some stuff little by little, but now I'm like wowed to what Excel can do. But then also even understanding that Excel also has its limitation. And then now we're going into using Power BI and now going into using SQL and everything.
All
It's
right.
really amazing. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I can see that you have progressed from using Excel to using Power BI, and now you are entering the SQL phase.
Yeah.
So it's good to know. All right. So before you can share your screen, but while you share, some people are asking. This question is not for you, by the way. So for those of you asking if you can rewatch the session, kindly fill in the feedback form. That's the link that has been dropped by my colleague in the chat. You can fill it so you can also get a copy of what we are doing here today and also the material. All right. All right. So Philip, you can share your screen.
Okay. Hi. So I'm going to share a quick presentation about one of the case study that we're able to do it like section. So it's about a Soda Spark beverage and their business overview. Soda Spark beverage is a leading beverage brand offering a wide range of refreshing and high quality sodas for consumers of all ages. And Soda Spark has been in business for over 3 years with diverse selection of flavors and varieties. So Soda Spark beverage, they strive to cater for the unique preference and taste experience of its wide-ranging customer base. And operating in multiple stores across multiple regions, Soda Spark is committed to delivering exceptional services, creating a memorable experience with every sip. So why are we being asked to work for them? So SodaSpark collaborates with they actually collaborate with network of retailers across multiple regions and seek to assess their sales uh performance. So they aim to identify top performing retailers and then optimize resources allocation and track sales pattern over time by analyzing this insight. So SodaSpark privileges plans to improve profitability, enhance distribution efficiency, and target future marketing efforts. So this is the data description. I won't really go too much for sake of time. So also this is their targeted analysis. So how much revenue did SodaSpark generate? And what is the total expenses? What is how much profit? All this. So we're being asked to be able to create a dashboard. So normally SodaSpark, they use Excel, right? But we have to be able to create a Power BI dashboard for them so that they're able to see all these performance in their business. So also I'll just share real quick. Let me stop sharing this and share my dashboard that we were able to create. So from that, and we have some data set also that has been given to us so that we can be able to do our analysis. So from the data sets that we're being given, this is what we're being able to create. So this was their total revenue and total expenses and total profit and total units that were sold. So these are the brands of bridges there, and clicking onto it, you're seeing that they're able to actually move and you're able to see what each of these, like what the revenue by the retailer is, and then by the brand, they were able, Soda Pop did more of the Coca-Cola, and their revenue and expenses by months. We've seen how it goes up, comes down, goes up, and we see in the month of July, there's actually more sales, and then it comes down again. And in December, again, we're seeing that there's actually also a spike. So what is the reason why there's all this spike in these months? These are things that also we're able to analyze and give them our insight, and also what we're recommending after being able to work. And why is the other ones not being able to work very well? We're able to look into it and also give our insight and also our recommendation. So you see, as I'm clicking on them, they're all moving around. So this is something that I never know until I started learning at 10Alytics. Just feel August, September. It's even less than 2 months. It's less than 2 months because my cohort started August 3rd. So this from my slicer, we're able to show, right, what each of these excuse me, what each of these beverages, right, what they're able to make. Oh, okay. I'm clicking Drinko and Coca-Cola together at once. Okay. So I just want to show my dashboard here in this place. So I will stop also and show my PowerPoint presentation. 1 second. So again, my name is Ayadeji Olumoroti. You can also call me Phillips. So I am the data analytics core with 10Alytics, and giving a presentation about the Soda Spark sales analytics. So this is the dashboard that I was hopping around earlier, and also the business overview. And also we're able to show like the revenue and the expenses by month. This is the sum by January, and we see the expenses up to December, and also sum of revenue by the retailer. We see that Soda Pop did more in revenue than any other retailers. So our insight, what we find is that California and New York actually generated the most revenue across the different brands of beverages. And Georgia actually generated no revenue for Sprite and Diet Coke. So our recommendation to the company is that they should actually invest more in New York and California, and also have more publicity in the other regions so that they can actually have more profit and do well also in those other regions. So this is also a picture representation of what we saw here earlier in the dashboard. So my presentation is actually very short. So
yeah, I understand you're trying to minimize your time, but well done. Well done, beautiful presentation. We just, I'm sure you just finished the Power BI class and you have been able to present this. So that's beautiful. Well done. Yeah, so Sir, do you have anything to say about it?
Yes, definitely. Okay, I do have something to say. And what we've been able to see Philip show, Philip showed us a dashboard that's actually that talks about the insights that he got from the data set he worked on. That's Soda Spark, helping Soda Spark make a decision on where should we add in more value in terms of pumping more money, as it said, to maybe increase revenue. Where are we doing well? Where are we not doing well as a company? How can we improve our business? This is absolutely fantastic, as I've been saying. And Phillips, this is actually related to what Emmanuel showed earlier, because although different data, that was weather data, but as we can see, Emmanuel brought the data, all right, got the data set using the APIs, and now Phillips, who is the data analyst, would now work with that data set to present a dashboard. So the stakeholders are able to understand what the data says, and then of course they can go ahead to make valuable decisions. Thank you very much, Phillips, for this. And this is just one of the numerous projects you've worked on, I believe.
That's correct. Yes. We've worked up to like 5 to 6. Is it
All
my
right.
connection?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back now. Apologies. So I said this is one of the numerous projects you've worked on, I believe.
That's correct. That's correct. If I'm not mistaken, we've done up to like 6. Can you hear me? Hello, Khadija. Hello?
All right, can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm not sure if you're
All
hearing.
right. Yeah, I just would come back shortly. So you were saying this is one of the numerous projects you have worked on, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
answering that, but if I'm not mistaken, we've done up to like 6.
6
Okay.
in the space of 2 months. That's a lot. Okay, so that's great. That's absolutely great, Felix. And that means that your portfolio is going to be, and there are going to be lots and lots of projects for you to place on your portfolio. Okay, thank you very much, Phillips, and thank you for taking out the time to show us what you've been able to do.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. All right.
All right, thank you very much, Phillips. We'll also have the last presenter of the day, that is Chikodi. Hi, Chikodi. Hi, Chikodi, can you hear me?
Are you there, Chikode? So if you're speaking, you are currently muted, so we can't hear you. Okay, so it seems Chikode is currently not with us at the moment.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I would have really loved to see what Chikode has been able to work on. Chikode, if you're there, please let us know. You can just unmute and you can just unmute and of course go ahead to present. All right. So Chikode is currently not with us.
Yeah,
So I
it's
think
unfortunate she's unable to present. All right, so I think we'll just close out with the presentation and move to the next. So Isosa is up to you.
Okay, I think we should give Chikode one more try. Chikode, if you can hear me, maybe you're having issues with presenting or something, you can just place, I can hear you on the chat box so we know you're with us. Okay, all right, so I think we'd have to move on. All right, so fortunately we can, oh, Chikode, I can hear you. Oh, great. So Chikode, can you unmute or are you having some technical issues?
Yeah, I think she's having
Can't
some
unmute.
technical issues.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, or do you want to try dropping off and joining in again, maybe in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and let's see if that will fix up the issue. Okay. All right, so while we wait on Chikodi to try to carry out a quick reset, and let's see if that would fix the issue, I just want to reiterate what has been done so far. All right, what has been done so far, what Emmanuel has showed us, what Olubomi has showed us, what Phillips has showed us. So we've been able to see the business analyst at work. We've been able to see the data engineer at work. We've been able to see the data analyst at work. These three professionals, they all have what they focus on in an organization. We had the business analyst trying to take the company from where they are to where they want to be, or as it said in business analysis term, the to be and the as is. Okay, is that, yeah, to be and as is. So that's a very, very great one for me. Like I said, I'm going to make that my term of the day. All right, so the to be and the as is. And then of course, the business analyst tries to take the organization from the to be part of things to the as is part of things. That's helping them to bridge the gap, talking about gap analysis. And then we have the data engineer. The data engineer helps to get data. All right, the data engineer helps to get data for the company, get the data from wherever the data is located, just like Emmanuel did, getting the data using APIs, extracting the data from websites, and then bringing that in, cleaning it up, and of course, going ahead to load the data into the database. So the data is readily available for the data analyst that would go ahead to use that data to get insights, analyze the data, get insight, and of course, communicate that to stakeholders using the dashboard. Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Olajide. So apologies. So I actually, I went the other way. So moving from the as is to the to be. All right, from the as is to the to be. Thank you very much, Olajide. Chikodi, are you good to go now? Can you unmute now? Can you unmute now, Chikodi? Okay. Unfortunately, it seems Chikodi I still can't unmute myself. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Chikodi. And I would have really loved to hear from you. And of course, you have fans on the call already that have mentioned that they could have heard from Chikodi. So Chikodi is a data scientist, and Chikodi would have shown us what a data scientist actually does. Too bad that we might not be able to see that tonight. Okay, so thank you very much, Chikodi. But maybe down the line, if you are good to go, you can just let us know, and we'll see how we can bring you in to show us what you've been working on. All right. Okay. All right. So I think Khadija, I think we can move on to the next. So okay. Let me ask Chikodi to unmute. Chikodi, I just asked you to unmute so you can go ahead to try unmuting.
Yeah, I tried that already. I don't know why it did not work.
Oh, okay. So Chikodi might be having issues with her device. All right, but not to worry. Like I said, maybe these sessions, there are sessions that we do host from time to time, and so some other time, of course, we'll be able to bring Chikodi in for Chikodi to go ahead to take us through what she has been able to work on as a data scientist. All right, but that being said, we've been able to see a couple of things. We've been able to see what a data analyst does, what a business analyst does, what a data engineer does, and of course, we almost saw what a data scientist does as well. And you might be wondering, how can you actually get into any of those roles? What you want to make a switch. At the moment, what you are doing is currently not what you want to do. At the moment, what you're doing is what makes you dread Mondays. Okay? When I say dread Mondays, I'm sure we all know what I mean. All right? Dreading Mondays is that situation whereby you have the weekends and the weekends just moves as quickly as possible, and then it's another Monday again. And then you're thinking, oh, it's Monday again. I have to go to work. I have to do that. I have to do this. That's what I call dreading Mondays. And many of us on the call, we are familiar with that. So we are going to take a look at how you can move from wherever you are at the moment into a role, into something that you would love doing. But before we go into that, there are some things I like to say anytime I'm maybe on the call, maybe if I'm in a training or something. There are different things I like to say. There are things I like to establish for everyone on the call, for myself and for everyone on the call. And what is that? I like to talk about communication. Okay? I like to talk about what? Communication. Now, that might sound strange because what is the business? What's the relationship between communication and what we do now? Okay, I like to talk about communication to show to you what you would need to do and what I would need to do to ensure that the remainder part of the session, that what's remaining, is as great to you and as fun to you as possible. Today, what we are going to be doing, three things are very short. Three things. Of course, we've taken a look at the different projects that the data scientist, the data analyst, and of course the data engineer works on, the business analyst including. The next thing we're going to be doing is that we are going to take a look at how you can be a part of that, number one. Number two is that we are going to be having fun. So for us to be able to carry out the last two, which is you having fun and you seeing how you can make a switch into the career path of your dreams, we need communication. Hence the reason I talked about communicating. Now, what is communication? What is communication? We know what communication is from past school days, from back in high school. You probably know what communication is. Even at this moment, you could bring up Google and just search for communication. What is the definition of communication? And you are going to see something like communication is when you speak to someone, the person understands what you're saying, and then you are able to pass across a message, which is all fine and good. But to me, communication is something different. And what is communication? Communication is I speak, you speak, and we all speak. All right? I'll repeat that. Communication is I speak, you speak, we all speak. That might not be so realistic right now because, of course, we don't want a situation whereby everyone unmutes themselves and then we have around this situation. But how can you be a part of the communication? By using the chat box. Because for you to be able to benefit from the last two things, which is, of course, you see how you can make a transition into that career path of your dreams, and you also having fun, we need to communicate. All right, we need to communicate. And I want to test that out. Are we ready to go? If we are ready to go, send the one to the chat box. Okay? If you know you're ready to go, to have fun, most importantly, and to see how you can make a switch into the career path of your dreams, send the one to the chat box. It's all about communication. I spent about 5 to 6 minutes now talking about communication, and it really doesn't make sense if you were to think about it. What is communication doing? Yeah, what is this all about? But it's necessary because it's based on two things. It's hinged on two things. We having fun, which is important. You as an adult, when was the last time you had fun? You probably can't remember. And of course, number two, you seeing how you can make a switch from what you are doing at the moment to that career path of your dreams. And I'm glad I can say lots of ones. Great, good to know that we're on point. But I'm going to be needing more responses moving forward. But for now, I think we can work with this. So, how can you get that career? What opportunities are available for you? Where are the high-paying opportunities? What do you need to do to make as much of the Benjamins as possible? Do we know what Benjamins are? And they say the Benjamins, oh, you know, the Benjamins. They won't know what Benjamins are. I love to ask because I want to ensure that everyone on the call understands the phrase or whatever I'm saying. So Olajide says dollars. Fantastic, Olajide. Blessing says no. Okay, so the Benjamins means cash. All right. Okay, so dollars, exactly. So we are going to take a look at how you can make as much of the Benjamins as possible. What am I talking about? Where are the high-paying job opportunities? Many persons on the call, I would say most of us on the call, we are all adults. And what we are most interested in at the moment when we are looking to learn, when we are looking to do something else, something new, it's all about trying to make more money. Of course, there are other things in life that matters, but when it comes to learning, it's more about what can I learn? What can I do? What can I do quickly? What kind of job? What's the next big step for me? What's the next big career step? What's that next big thing that will get me from this point to that point? Or as the business analyst would say, that will get me from the assist to the Toby. So that's it. Like I said, that is going to be my phrase for today. So I'm going to be using that a lot. So one thing you know you're going to take from this session is what's the difference between the assist and the Toby. Now, where are the high-paying opportunities? Let's take a look at that. At 10Alytics, we ask this question that you are currently seeing on your screen, and that you've probably asked yourself a time or two. This question that you're currently seeing on your screen, and you've been wondering, is there something in this regards that I would be able to get into as easily as possible? This question that you're seeing on your screen, you've been wondering, is there something I can do that I don't need to spend as much time as, oh, I want to be a surgeon because as a surgeon, I'm going to make a lot of money, whereby you now have to spend like 10 years learning, 15 years learning and all of that. Okay, so that's something I can learn as quickly as possible, and that it is high paying, that it's a job opportunity. That is the same question we asked. Because our goal here at 10Alytics is to find, our goal here at 10Alytics is to help as many Black persons, as many people of the African descent into high-paying roles, specifically tech roles. Because we took a look at the tech industry and we noticed that you don't really see so many Black persons. Okay, you see the Indians, you see the Asians at large, but when it comes to the African community, that's really not the case. But of course, when you look at some other industries, some other jobs that, you know, people term survivor jobs, then you see lots of Africans. And then we decided to start up 10Alytics to find a way to reverse this, to get as many persons into that career path of their dreams, like I've been saying so much. And so this was one of the questions. This is one of the questions that we asked. So Chikodi, all right. So so we are going to be moving on now. So apologies. I think you have some technical issues. So like I mentioned earlier, okay, so there are other sessions that would definitely have that. Of course, we get to see how the project that data scientists actually work on and what a data scientist does really. Okay. All right. So that was the question. This is one of the questions that we did ask. And so what did we do? Because we did not just sit idle by, you know, chin or answer that chin, thinking about, oh, so what are the high-paying opportunities? No, we decided to take action, to do our own research and to come up with something to help as many Black persons as possible. So what did we do? We went on job boards. Okay, we went on job boards like Indeed, like Glassdoor, Total Jobs, CV Library, all of that. We went to job boards and then we scraped data from the various job posts. If you're a data engineer in the house, or if you understood a little bit of what Emmanuel mentioned, scraping data, you can web scrape, is one of the tasks of a data engineer. Okay, you scraped the data from those different job boards. And then after scraping the data, we carried out analysis. Okay, we carried out analysis. And from our analysis, there were three key things we were taking a look at. we were taking a look at jobs that were easy to learn. Because, like I mentioned earlier, at this point in time, adults don't really have time to spend I don't really have time to spend 2 years or 3 years learning something. At this point, there are so many things taking our time. So you have a spouse, you have kids, you have to go to work, you have to do this, you have to do that. So many things taking our time. And so when you want to learn, you'll go for something that is easy to learn and quick to learn. And so one of the things that we took a look at was ease of learning. What was ease of learning about? Ease of learning was which career path, which job opportunities can you go ahead to learn for, let's say, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months tops, and that you would get what you need for you to be able to get a job. Not necessarily you having to spend a year like you are going for your postgraduate degree, but something you can learn as quickly as possible. You get what you need and that you are able to get a job. And then we also take a look at ease of transitioning. And what is ease of transitioning about? Ease of transitioning is it easy for you to make a switch? There are some high-paying career paths out there that are easy to learn, but it's not easy to transition. What is ease of transitioning? What does all of that mean? Ease of transitioning means that are there opportunities available, and not just opportunities. What is the opportunity count like? Are there so many opportunities available that I am sure of getting a job? If I go ahead to a job board, will I see roles available? Is the industry saturated? And what is saturation? Whereby you have more people with the talent and you have lesser opportunities, whereby you have 5 jobs available and you have 20 persons that are looking to apply for that same job. Is that the case? So we took a look at ease of transitioning, identify those job roles that per day you can get up to 100 new job updates per day. This is not just me spitting fables. You can go ahead to job sites. You can go ahead to job sites to let's say reads.co.uk on LinkedIn and take a look at this and carry out this research yourself. Okay, so we took a look at those jobs that there are so many opportunities that per day you can have over 100 new jobs uploaded to the site. So if you decide right now that I want to go ahead to apply to 100 jobs per day to ensure that I do land the job, that you can. And of course, high and rewarding salary. Okay, so I don't even think I need to explain all of this. So the career path that we were able to identify that are a part of these 3 categories, talking about ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and of course, high and rewarding salaries. We were able to come across 8 different career paths, talking about the business analyst, the agile project manager / the scrum master, the data analyst, the data scientist, the data engineer, the cybersecurity analyst, the financial analyst, and the HR analyst. All of those roles are job roles that if you go on LinkedIn now or on read.co.uk and you search for these roles and then you filter to take a look at the ones that were just uploaded today, there are over 100. That's over 100 new jobs being uploaded to the site every single day. So many opportunities. And of course, the average salary ranges from 40 to 50 to 60 to 70,000 pounds. That's if you are in the UK. And of course, if you are in the US, you can earn over $100,000. For example, that's actually talking about the average salary range for a data engineer. But in all of these things, we wanted some sort of external validation because we carried out this research and we did not want a situation whereby it seemed like we were being biased. Because one thing about carrying out a research for your own self is that there's this tendency for bias. It could be knowingly or unknowingly, but it could happen. And so we wanted an external body, a reputable body, of course, that has actually gone ahead to carry out a similar analysis and to see what they actually found out and what they got. And we came across the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum releases a report every 2 years, which is titled the Future of Jobs Reports, whereby you get to see jobs that are so high in demand at the moment and that it's going to increase with time in terms of opportunities. And you see jobs that will decrease in terms of opportunities with time. The ones by the left are the ones that will increase with time in terms of opportunities, and the right by the right, vice versa. This is an open report. We don't do secret state and all of that, like, oh, you can't see this report, you only need to do this, you can the report is not available out there. No. This report it's open-end, so anyone can actually get access to it. All you need to do, you can go on your browser, you can even do that right now, and you search for the Future of Job Reports, the World Economic Forum. Then you open up the page, you can download the PDF. It's 296 page, a long read, but it's a fantastic read, okay? But what you should, if you don't have time to go through the entire thing, you can take a look at page 30, and that's where you see all of this. And taking a look at the left, you're going to see the different roles that are available to you. That, of course, that there are so many opportunities available that you are sure of what getting a job. We have the AI and machine learning specialist, the business intelligence analyst. These two roles are roles that you can function in as a data scientist or a data analyst. As a data scientist, one of the things that you are going to be learning is machine learning. And as a data analyst, you are going to be learning about business intelligence, working with tools such as your Power BI, even from the name, Power BI, what's the meaning? Power Business Intelligence. And also working with tools such as your Tableau, for you to be able to function as a business intelligence analyst. As a cybersecurity expert, you have the information security analyst, which is a cybersecurity role. You have the big data specialist for the data engineer, the data engineer, so you can see it's explicitly written, data engineers, and you also have the database architects. All of these are roles that a data engineer can function in. As a business analyst, you have the process automation specialist. Again, what is this showing? This is showing those jobs that AI is not coming to take your job. Like maybe in the next 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years, you're no longer relevant. No. That it's so high in demand right now that you have more jobs than talent. At the start of the year, and I always mention this, France released the report that they have a shortage of tech talent. A shortage. What's the meaning of shortage? There are so many opportunities, so many jobs, but we don't have enough people to fill in the roles. It's not fiction. It's not what? Fiction. And of course, moving on, we also have the Agile Scrum project manager, where you can see over here, where you see the project managers. This is talking about a special kind of project management called the Agile project management. All right, called the Agile project management. The Agile project management is the new kind of project management, what many organizations are tilting towards, whereby you get to learn, whereby you are more flexible, you are more adaptable, working with the agile mindset and not the waterfall methodology. But anyways, just stay tuned. We go into some more of this, okay? We're going to some of this. So, as an agile project manager, fantastic, you're in the right place. You know that there are so many opportunities available for you. And then of course you also have the database and network professionals, which data engineers and cybersecurity experts also fall into. You have the financial analyst, and you also have the supply chain and logistics specialist, which of course the data analyst and data scientists can also function in. Okay, and this is just a few of the of the average salary, because again, 3 things: ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and what? High and rewarding salary. Ease of learning, it's easy for you to learn. Ease of transitioning, there are so many opportunities available as backed by the World Economic Forum. And then of course, high and rewarding salaries. I talked about you making over 6 figures if you're in the US, and It's a fact. Okay, it's a fact. This is the average salary. What does average mean? Average means that you are going to get roles. You are going to get people that are actually this career path that earn above this figure, and you will have those that earn slightly below this figure. You have the data analyst in the UK. The average salary of a data analyst is 40,000 pounds. In Canada, it's 64,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, $72,000 dollars. All right. For the HR analyst in the UK, it's 38,000 pounds. In Canada, 71,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, $62,000. All right. And then, of course, for the data engineers in the UK, 65,000 pounds. All right, that's the average. Remember, the average. In Canada, you have 102,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, $134. And of course, many more. So for you to get access to these slides, because we really don't have so much time. So I won't be able to micro analyze each and every one of those figures for you to see how interesting it is. But when you want to take a look at this on your own time, all you need if you want to take a look at this in your own time, all you need to do, ensure that you fill in the attendance form. Okay, so please, my colleague has been sending in the attendance sheet to the chat box. So click on that sheet, and of course, click on that sheet, and of course, go ahead to fill in the attendance sheet, and you will be in a better position to get access to all of these materials and the resources for you to take a look at this in your own time. Moving on. Is it really possible for you to get a job? Because it might seem fictitious. Are there people that have been able to do this and that they succeeded in doing this, that you would also be able to succeed? Or Aisha, sir, are you just here saying things? Because of course, I don't expect you to say something else. So you're just telling us that, oh, it's good, the career path is good, it's good, it's good. But are there people that have really been able to succeed in this path? The answer is yes. And it's a resounding yes. We've been able to help over 2,500 professionals transition from the classroom into their first job in tech. And these are just a few of those persons. We have Ngozi. Ngozi had a background in customer service and HR before she joined our business analysis program. And right now, Ngozi is working as a business analyst in the UK. She works remotely from Huddersfield. You can listen to Ngozi. You don't need to listen to me. Okay? You don't need to listen to me. This is not me speaking. You can click on this to listen to Ngozi. So listen to how Ngozi was able to make that switch. This is Ngozi in our workstation. Okay, I don't know if any of you've seen this testimonial. All right, you can go on our YouTube channel. You can go on follow us on Instagram and all our different social media platforms for you to be able to take a listening to all of these testimonials. This Ngozi currently in our workstation. All right, you can see our setup. Okay, and she's telling you how she was able to make that switch, working remotely as a business analyst. That's just one. We also have Ololade. Ololade is now a permanent resident in Canada, using an experience as a data scientist with 10Alytics. Because we have some persons and some of us on the call, we are looking to relocate. We are looking to get a sponsored job. That's our goal at the moment. We've been able to help different persons. We've been able to help multiple persons achieve this as well, just like Ololade. And then, of course, we have Bukola. Bukola joined our data science program, and now Bukola has landed the job as a people's data scientist with a company in Poland. Something that many persons tell me, I receive messages, I receive emails, and people usually ask for advice, and especially those in Poland. Something I've realized most nowadays is that there's this thought. I'm going to call it a thought. All right, that getting a job in Poland is not as easy as it is in other countries in Europe. While that might be the case, we've also been able to achieve success when it comes to that. This is Bukola that was able to land the job in Poland. We also have other testimonials. We have Sheung was able to get two job opportunities in Poland as well. Listen to these guys. Like I said, it's not me. You can listen to them. So many testimonials, so many persons that we've been able to help make a switch. Joel, we helped Joel to transition to become a data engineer. Joel currently works remotely as a data engineer. He joined our data engineering program May 2024 of this year. Listen to Joel. All right, we've helped Vivian. We helped Vivian transition to become what? To become an associate manager in data and business analytics in the UK. A second job. Olua Damilare, that we helped get a job as a sustainability data analyst with BAM in the UK. Ikmat's story is very interesting because before Ikmat joined us, Ikmat was a stay-at-home mom. All right, so she took 2 years off the workforce to take care of her kids, and when she decided to go back to the workforce, all right, to go back to the job market, she joined us. All right, she joined that program and she spoke with us. She was like, "Oh, this is what I'm currently facing. This is what I'm looking to do. How can we help?" And of course, we recommended the business and recommended the data analytics program for Ikmat, and Ikmat was able to go ahead to learn about data analytics, and she went ahead to apply using the different techniques and the different methods that we taught her on how she can come from an experience point of view and not from, oh, I just learned data analytics last month, or I just learned data analytics this month. And now Ikmat works as a data analyst with the NHS in the UK with full visa sponsorship. Listen to Ikmat. You don't have to listen to Aisha, and so much more. So I could go on and on and on and on. This is Abdul. Abdul joined our HR analytics program in October 2023, and he completed the program in January of this year. In March, Abdul got a job as a data analyst in the UK. We have Busola that was able to get a job with Desjardins as a performance analyst in Canada. We have Victor that joined us our program joined our HR analytics program, and he got a job as a people's operations analyst. People's operations analyst, that's actually one of the roles that you can function in as an HR analyst. Okay, he got a job as a people's operations analyst with Hugo, working remotely. There's so many opportunities available. All right, I can go on and on. Like I said, I can go on and on. I'll be able to help Fola make a transition. I'll be able to help Ben make a transition. Abigail, Tony, Ramat, Muideen, Abdul Rashid. Ensure you fill the feedback form so you can take your time to listen to each and every one of those individuals to get how they were able to make the switch and how you can do same. How you can succeed in the area that they are currently succeeding. Okay, and we've had sessions whereby we brought those people in to speak to you, to speak to the audience on how they were able to succeed in the path that they are currently succeeding in. Oh, you can listen to the sessions, all right, full-blown sessions whereby we brought them in, how they're able to secure jobs. As you can see, the title of the session was How I Secured a Job After Training with 10Alytics. In this session, you can listen to Ngozi. All right, so over here, this is Ngozi that got a job working remotely from Mothersfield. And that's, we got to see our workstation. So you get to listen to how she was able to make that switch. Over here, we have Stephen, we have Joel, so many testimonials. Okay, so many testimonials. This is Joel. You can listen to the full testimonial, how Joel was able to get a job as a data engineer. Okay, I can decide to spend a full session, 2 hours, talking about the various persons that we've been able to help transition from whatever they were doing previously into a tech career. Okay, but how can you get into any of this career path? How can you become a business analyst? How can you become a HR analyst? How can you become a financial analyst? How can you become a data engineer, an HR project manager, a cybersecurity analyst? How can you do all of that? It's easy. Okay, and I'm going to use a story. okay, I would use a story to tell you what each and every one of this career, what you'll be doing in each and every one of this career path, and what you would need to learn for you to succeed in each and every one of this career path. And I'm going to use a story format because remember, I talked about the fact that we are going to be having fun. And to test our communication again, if you know you're ready for the story, I want you to go ahead and type in story on the chat box. Okay, if you're ready to listen to my story, send a story to the chat box. That's the way it's heard. Story. Once upon a time. Thank you very much, Jennifer. So Jennifer says story. What about the rest of us? Are we ready to listen to the story? So this story is there's going to be moral lesson. You know, back home, every story needs to have a moral lesson. Every story needs a moral lesson. If the story does not have a moral lesson, it's not a story. And I always used to wonder, what is the essence of a story really a moral lesson? Okay. But anyways, the story I'm going to be giving right now is going to have a moral lesson. All right. I need more responses. Okay. I think we don't want to listen to my story. We can take this in two ways. It's either I go ahead to tell you my story and explain what all of these things mean using the story, or we can just, breeze through it and then we call it a day. Which of them do we prefer? So if we prefer the story method, I want you to send the story to the chat box. I don't think I've heard from Ido. I wanted to send the story to the chat box. Halim, all right, Friday, Kayode, Kelvin, Kenneth, Olu, Omolade. All right, send a story to the chat box. Remember, I talked about communication. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ido. Story. So let's go. Let's go ahead to talk about the story. So I would say story. Once upon a time, there was a person. There was a man. All right, that's the way it usually starts, I believe. Okay, so there was a man. This man was called, what name should we use now? Do we have a good luck on the call? Or do we have a Joel on the call? I don't think we have a Joel. Okay, so let's say, what name can I give to this man? Okay, let's use a good luck. Or let's use something else. Do we have a Kunle on the call? So we don't have Kunle. So there was a man called Kunle. Now, Kunle was a successful businessman, a very successful businessman. And Kunle decided to start up a fashion brand. Kunle decided to start up a fashion brand. And so Kunle set it up. Kunle went ahead to hire, his designers and everything, and the business was doing well. But Kunle wanted to do more. Kunle had big plans for the business. At the moment, the business was bringing in $1 million per year in profit. Kunle wanted to make that times 10 for the business to be bringing in $10 million per year. So what did Kunle do? Kunle went ahead to hire a business analyst, because the business analyst was to come in to help Kunle take a look at the as is. That is what Kunle is currently doing. And the to be, where Kunle wants to be. And then how that gap can be bridged using different methods. All right, to get Kunle's business, to get the company from where it is to where it wants to be. For Kunle when Kunle tried to hire the business analyst, there were certain things Kunle looked out for, certain things that you need to be a business analyst. Talking about understanding process mapping, talking about understanding project initiation planning, your Agile and Scrum for projects, your SDLC, your requirement fundamentals, your elicitation, your stakeholder analysis and engagement, and your ChatGPT for business analysis. All of these tools the business analyst would need to be able to get the business to a better place. Working with tools such as your Draw.io and your Lucid Chat, the business analyst would be able to go ahead to map out the process of Kunle's business and to help Kunle bridge that gap, working with what? Gap analysis. With the project initiation planning, the business analyst will be able to take steps to initiate projects that would help the business get from that point that it is to that point that it has to be. Kunle looked at all of these things when he wanted to hire the business analyst. And so when Kunle eventually hired the business analyst came in and took a look at Kunle's business. Oh, at the moment, this is how we are doing things. At the moment, we are making $1 million. And the reason we are making $1 million is that, every day we sell, let's say, 10,000 garments, or we say 1,000 garments. Every day we are selling 1,000 garments. And we want to be making $10 million per year. For us to get to that point, we probably need to get about, let's say we want to have maybe 5,000, 6,000 garments per day. So what should we do that will take us from this point to that point? So the business analyst took a look at the business and noticed something. I noticed that the current process is inefficient. That at the moment, for Kunle's business to be able to deliver an item to a customer, there are different things that need to occur. First of all, you need to bring in, the customer needs to make an order, or there needs to be a design that's invoked, or whatever the fashion industry does, okay? And then of course they're going to place all of this in the truck, and then the truck goes ahead to deliver it to the customer and all of that, okay? And each truck can take about 500 garments. All right, each truck can take about 500 garments. And Kunle has 2 trucks, which take about 1,000 garments. And Kunle wants to go ahead to do, let's say, 5,000 garments per day. And so the business analyst is taking a look at this as his process, that it's inefficient. We can't have to buy more trucks if we want to sell more, because the trucks would also come with their expenses. Or you need to purchase, you need to get power, you need to power the truck, you need to fix it when it's down, you need to pay the drivers, you need to do all of that. So what can we do? The business analyst now goes ahead to say, okay, why don't we have a teleportation device? Now, I know that teleportation devices don't really exist at the moment, but remember, it's a story. Okay, so the business analyst says, why don't you have a teleportation device? And the teleportation device, once a customer makes an order, all we need to do is to place the order on the teleportation device, and just like that, the customer would receive it. So we can triple our production, we can triple our delivery process, because now delivery time is short, so we are able to take more orders and we are able to make more money. Kunle was impressed. Oh, wow, this is what we need to do for our business to do well. And so the business analyst went ahead to initiate the project, do all of those things, gather the requirements from the stakeholders, people that are going to be involved in the project, and went ahead to get it done. And Kunle's business did well. So now Kunle is making $10 million per year. That is what the business is bringing in as profit. The business analyst has been able to help Kunle. But Kunle is not yet done. Kunle is now making good money. But Kunle wants to take it a step further. Kunle wants to know what the customers like. Kunle wants to understand the market so that he can go ahead to do things even in a better way, to make more money. And so to get this done, Kunle brings in a data analyst. What would the data analyst do? The data analyst was to take a look at data, analyze the data, the customer's data, like customers' feedback, understand what customers like, and give this to the business. So the business can go ahead to start making garments that fits the customer description, to have more customers purchasing from the business. So the data analyst, that is what the data analyst has to do. So when Kunle was going ahead to hire the data analyst, there were certain things he looked out for. He looked out for problem solving. He looked out for what? Problem solving. Because he did not want to hire a data analyst that cannot solve problems. A data analyst that cannot solve problems is not a data analyst. A data analyst that cannot solve problems is just a dashboard builder. Kunle did not want a dashboard builder, someone that can build dashboards, but someone that can solve problems and then some group to communicate insights. And so he took a look at problem solving. And then also hired someone that understood how to work with what? With Excel, how to work with SQL, how to work with Power BI, with Tableau, because these are the tools that would be using communicating with the data. These are the tools that would be using extracting insights from the data. Kunle also looked at from someone that had the skills of what data storytelling. Because it's one thing for you to analyze data. It's another thing for you to be able to present what you analyze to the stakeholders. Kunle is not a data analyst. So Kunle needs someone that will be able to interpret what the data said, using a story. So it's easier for Kunle and the respective board to understand, so they are able to take their decisions. Kunle wanted to bring in a data analyst that would help to identify two things. What is happening in the sense that of what do customers like? And why is it happening? In the sense of why do customers like this? So they are able to go ahead to make a decision and to do what the customer likes to get more money. For Kunle to do this, he went ahead to have an interview, did all of that. He brought in the data analyst. But the data analyst needed something to work. The data analyst needed data. Data was not going to appear from thin air. The data analyst was not going to say abracadabra and then what? Data appears. No, no, no. The data analyst was not going to do that. Someone else was needed. Are we enjoying the story so far? Okay, I think we are going to end here and then we postpone to next week. So next week we continue with part 2 or something. All right, so this is part 1 of the story. So I think next week we can go with this is season 2 or episodes 2 or something. Or should we go with episode 2 now? Should we continue with the story? So where did we stop from the first episode? All right, what did we stop from the first episode? From the first episode, we stopped at where? We stopped at the data analyst being in a bind. The data analyst is in the bind. So what's next? What next? To be continued. Should we go on? Should we go on with the story? I should continue. Okay, fantastic. More responses. I wonder if we're not enjoying the story. I can breeze through all of this in 2 minutes and then we call it a day. Okay. Should we go on? I need more responses. Let's not forget about communication. Okay. Ayomide, should we go on? Ayomide, should we go on with the story? Idet, should we go on with the story? Okay. So Kenneth says we should continue as well. iPad. Okay, so I think we have iPad, we have iPhone. Jacqueline, should we go ahead? Margaret. So I can see continue. But I think I've gotten like 4 till we continue so far. We are close to 50 on the call. I don't think I should continue anyways. Okay, so I should continue. All right, fantastic. Now, this is now what? Episode 2. So episode 2. Let's relax. Now, where did we stop in episode 1? So let me begin again. So this is episode 2 now. So part 2. So I'll begin with story again with the intro. Okay. So story. Okay. So everyone, remember where we stopped the last time from the last episode, where the data analyst was in the band. Now the data analyst needs data to be able to analyze, to be able to get the insight, to communicate this to the stakeholders. But the data was not going to just come up from nowhere. It was not going to materialize from thin air. Something was needed. someone was needed. The data engineer. The data engineer needed to come in to help get this data from the customers by either scraping it from maybe different websites or having some sort of by either scraping the data from different websites or getting the data from maybe a different data source. Maybe there is this community where customers, where fashion people are always giving their thoughts, or I like this is a new trend. Get that data from all of those places, extract, transform, load the data into a database for the data analyst to go ahead to work with. The data analyst needed to build the pipelines. Sorry, not the data analyst. The data engineer needed to build the pipelines. Just like your plumbing. In your house now, you have a main water source, and then you have the different pipes that connect to the different parts of the house that needs water. The data engineer is the plumber in this instance. So for Kunle to go ahead to employ a data engineer, Kunle needed to get the absolute best. So Kunle needed a data engineer that understood how to work with a structured query language, that knew how to code with Python, understood the different Python libraries such as your pandas, your NumPy, to manipulate the data. Someone that understood Linux. Someone that would be able to build custom ETL pipelines, not just build the ETL pipelines, but also be able to automate those pipelines so that data just keeps on coming without the data engineer having to write all of the codes over and over and over again, but that the process would be automating itself, always getting the data from the different places and pushing it to a database. Kunle needed someone that understood cloud engineering, to get things from the cloud, not only on premise, because nowadays everything is on the cloud, internet, everyone, everything is on the cloud. So how to get the data from the cloud using tools such as your AWS or your Azure, your GCP, and then push it into what? A database. Someone that understood GitHub. So the workflow remains seamless. Either the data engineer is at work, even when the data engineer is on vacation, the data engineer is able to pull the code and to get things done. So he knows that when I need this data engineer to go to help me get something done, they will be able to, due to understanding how to work with GitHub. Knowing all of this, Kunle went ahead to get the absolute best data engineer, the best out there. All right, someone that understood all of these key learning areas. And now the data engineer came in, did the magic, abracadabra, and then of course got the data from the different data sources and presented this, got the data from different data sources, pushed it to a database, and then the database was now provided to the data analyst. Now, using the data gotten by the data engineer, the data analyst now went ahead to analyze the data, working with SQL to extract the data from the database that the data engineer placed the data on, and then working with tools such as your Power BI, your Tableau, your Excel to analyze the data and to get insights, to be able to communicate to the stakeholders, this is what customers like, using problem solving and of course your data storytelling. Kunle got all of this. Kunle got the insight from the data analyst. And Kunle was able to implement that and was doing well as a business. Previously was making $1 million. Now he's making $10 million. Based on the insight that was given by the data analyst, he was able to implement that and now he's making $20 million per year in profit. He's doing well. Kunle's company is now becoming the top names out there. When you talk fashion, you talk about Kunle's company. It's just like when you talk about shoes, you talk about what? Shoes. When shoes are mentioned, there are some brands that come to mind. What are those brands? When shoes are mentioned, shoes. Okay, les chaussures, if you speak French. Okay, so shoes. What brand comes to mind when shoes are mentioned. Okay, so I can see Prada, I can see Nike. Is it Nike or Nike? I think it's Nike. And then we can see Gucci. All right, Adidas. All right. So those shoe brands, you know, that is what Kunle's company became. A top name out there. Kunle was doing well, but Kunle wanted to be the number one. So due to Kunle wanting to be the number one, Kunle decided that, all right, why don't I see the future? Why don't I go ahead to know what customers want, even before the customers even knew that this is what they would want? Is it possible for me to be able to predict how the market will go? Is it possible for me to be able to see if I'm going to have increased sales in the next 5 years, or if I'm going to have decreased sales? So if I know I'm going to have increased sales, no problem. I keep doing what I'm doing to ensure that I get those sales right. But then if I say I'm going to have decreased sales in the next 5 years, I change strategy to ensure that that is not the case. Kunle needed someone that can see the future. Kunle needed a data scientist. The data scientist was to come in to pick up from where the data analyst stopped, which is what? The descriptive analytics, what happened, the diagnostic analytics, why it happened, which talks about what customers want and why the customers want this. The data scientist was to take it a step further and to go into predictive analytics. What will happen? What will customers want? What will the markets look like in the future? Kunle needed a data scientist. It needed a data scientist that was good. A data scientist that understood statistics. A data scientist that understood how to forecast, how to carry out forecasting and prediction using what? Microsoft Excel. Kunle needed someone that can work with Tableau for data analytics and also for forecasting, understand SQL, understand Python, someone that can carry out your EDA, which is known as your exploratory data analysis, someone that can build machine learning models that will go ahead to carry out prediction of what the next 5-6 years was going to look like. Someone that can go ahead to give computers the ability of sight, to give them the to make computers see. Talking about computer vision, whereby you have your hand raised, the computer is able to tell you that, oh, this is your hand. A similar technology to what is used in self-driving cars, whereby a car is able to tell, oh, someone is at the front, someone is at the left, at the back, all of that. Of course, that technology is, you know, there are other things that is added to that technology to make it more advanced. But yeah, Kunle needed a Terminator. You know Terminator? I'm sure we know the Terminator series, okay? People that move to the future and come back or whatever, okay? So Kunle needed a data scientist. So the data scientist came in and was now able to help Kunle make decisions. Not decisions that are really not reactive decisions. Like Kunle was not able to see, oh, this is what is going to happen in 6 years. This is how the market is going to look like. All right, so we have 6 years to prepare. Why don't we start now? Let's start putting things in place to ensure that we have something positive in the next 6 years. With this new technique, Kunle became the number one. The number one in the industry. And due to that, Kunle being the number one, Kunle now wanted to what? To diversify his business. Kunle did not just want to be known as a fashion brand anymore. Kunle wanted to go into having other companies, just like big companies do. Now Amazon, they own Washington Post. You have different companies that own stakes in other companies or have different, you know, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. If you take a look at Elon now, for instance. So Elon has Tesla, has SpaceX, okay? So all of that, okay? So Kunle was looking to do something similar. Kunle wanted to move into a new market. But Kunle did not want to fall in the ditch. Kunle did not want a situation whereby, because you are looking to start up a new business, the new business you are starting up fails, and your old business that was doing well fails. Kunle needed a financial analyst. The financial analyst was to come in to assess the health of the business, to take a look at the business and say, oh, so this is where we should invest in. And but now that we know we want to invest in this new market, this is what the financial model looks like. This is how much we are going to need to spend in terms of what cost. This is what we are going to expect in terms of what profit. This is what the entire financial structure will look like for the organization. Kunle needed someone that would help to ensure that while this business is investing in a new business, the business that is fashion brand does not invest so much that both businesses crumble. Kunle needed someone that still understood problem solving, because as a financial analyst, you are a data analyst, but you're a data analyst that focuses on what financial data. So Kunle needed someone that understood problem solving, Excel, Power BI, SQL, someone that understood accounting, financial analysis, financial modeling, valuation, sensitivity and scenario analysis, and of course, how to use AI to improve efficiency and what productivity. Kunle brought in a financial analyst. Things were doing well, things were amazing. But due to the large scale of Kunle's business, now he had two companies. There were issues. Issues began to arise. You had employees that were not performing as they should. You had people that were complaining about different HR policies. You had Kunle had a large amount of attrition, higher than the industry standard. An employee joins the company today, leaves tomorrow. An employee joins the company today, learns for 5 months, and then goes to another business. Kunle's business now seemed like a breeding ground for you to train, and then you take your skills somewhere else. Kunle understood that if that kept up, the business was going to crumble, because one of the core pillars of any business is the people. Kunle needed a HR analyst. The HR analyst was to come in to take a look at the company's people data. This is the data of the people. This is the performance. This is what the performance is like for every employee. These are the different employees that are, these are the kind of employees that are most likely to be treated. All of that. So Kunle needed someone that understood problem solving, that understood the Excel, that understood Power BI, SQL, understood HR analytics, performance evaluation, HR metrics and life cycle, someone that will come into the business and convert things from having to have what we call exit interviews to having what we call stay interviews, whereby you're no longer having interviews for employees that have left the organization already, but you're able to identify employees that would most likely leave the company, and then you have interview with them to find out what is wrong to ensure that they stay within the organization. All of these things can only be done through analyzing data. Kunle hired an HR analyst. Everything was going well. Everything was great. But Kunle now wanted to push things online. Kunle wanted to go to the next level, to now have something like an online gallery. It's called a gallery, I believe, whereby for a fashion house, maybe you're having a fashion show, and then you know fashion shows, okay, whereby you have to be in a physical location to have the fashion show, to see the models, all of those things. Kunle wanted to transcend above that, because not everyone can move to the location. Kunle wanted a website that would be able to wanted a website that would host fashion shows. So even if one of his clients is currently in Australia while he's in the US, okay, that the clients can go ahead to log into the website and still be a part of the fashion show, and of course go ahead to make orders. For this to happen, Kunle needed a Scrum team. Kunle needed someone that understood the Agile framework, the Agile mindset, because Kunle was all about adaptability and flexibility. He needed someone that was an expert when it comes to being flexible, a project manager that understood what it means to be agile. Kunle needed someone that understood the different agile frameworks, talking about your Kanban, your Lean, your Scrum. Kunle needed someone to lead the Scrum team. So Kunle went ahead to hire what? An agile project manager that would come in to ensure that the entire Scrum team, talking about the developers, that would actually build the website, talking about the business analyst that will go ahead to gather requirements, talking about the UI UX designer or the product designer that will design what the website will look like, talking about the QA tester that will go ahead to test the application, the technical writer, someone that is going to lead that was going to lead the team to ensure that while everyone is flexible, that everyone is going ahead to do things at the same time, because that is what agile is all about. That at the end of the day, everyone's focus is towards achieving the goal of the organization. So the agile project manager came in, led the team, was fantastic. Everyone was doing well. Okay. If there was an issue, the issue was fixed as quickly as possible. Having subsequent iterations, the website would go out at the first, having subsequent iterations whereby the website would go out and then we get feedback from customers if there's something that needs to be improved. Then once it comes back, speaks to the developers and everyone involved, and then to now have what we call a version 2.0, a version 3.0 to ensure that the website is well optimized for user experience and that Kunle does not lose money by implementing the website whereby you now have people that are no longer satisfied with Kunle's services due to the website not performing as it should. The website went live, but but the website went live. But let's not forget, Kunle's brand is a big brand. It's very big. It's like top out there. So there are always people looking to take advantage of vulnerabilities. There are people that are trying to take a look at Kunle's website and seeing if there's a way they can have a backdoor entrance. So if people are going ahead to make payments on that website, that instead of the money to be going to Kunle's company's account, that the money will be diverted to their account. People that are looking for ways to have access to Kunle's data, that's the company's database, when they're actually not authorized to have access to that database. People that are going ahead to try to find similar things, that if maybe Kunle's website is called what? abc.com. So let's say that's Kunle's website. That they will go ahead and now have something called Hey BC. And when I say hey, I'm talking about hey, like your Hay, all right, Hay, then BEE, that's your hay that cows that the cow eats. Then you have your B, the bee that stings, and then you have your C, the ability to be able to see. And so you now have heybc.com. And Kunle's company is actually what? ABC, that's the first three letters of the alphabet. And so people are not confused. Oh, is the website actually ABC or is it the other kind of ABC? And then you now have people that are going through ABC because that website is like a clone. You're thinking that is the original website and getting their data stolen. Kunle needs to ensure that all of these things are not the case, that his customers are protected. Kunle needs a cybersecurity analyst. The cybersecurity analyst needs to be skilled in different terms. The cybersecurity analyst needs to have knowledge of offensive and defensive cybersecurity, different ways of attack, talking about how to protect the network, that's network security, how to protect the web, which is the web security, talking about your web and application security, someone that understands the security policies to ensure that Kunle stays within the law. Kunle hired the cybersecurity analyst. And Kunle did well as a company. Kunle went ahead to become the best in the market, and his name was sang for years and years to come. This is the end of the story. Did we all enjoy the story? Because there's a moral lesson. What's the moral lesson? What's the moral lesson of the story? Does anyone have a moral lesson? Maybe the moral lesson of the story is okay. So Solomon understood. Oh, fantastic! So, Solomon enjoyed the story. All right. So Blessing said, "Fantastic. That's great." So the moral of the story would be like Kunle, make money. Okay, so make $2 million per year or something. Okay, but anyways, that is what every career path does. So you know what is right for you. What do you want to do? Do you want to be a data analyst? Do you want to be a data engineer? Do you want to be a cybersecurity analyst? Do you want to be an agile project manager? What is right for you? You've been able to see how each and every one of this career path come into play. And it doesn't matter where you find yourself. If you're in data analytics, you're in data science, you are in data engineering, you're in cybersecurity, you're in business analysis, you're in financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management. There are so many opportunities available to you because you also don't want to box up yourself. For example, if you're a data analyst, when you're applying for jobs, you don't only have to search for data analyst roles. You can work as a business intelligence analyst, a marketing analyst, a sales analyst, logistics analyst, and the list goes on. And this is the case for every program. All right? For you to get a job, it is more than you just understanding the technical skills. Because something that we notice over time, something that you might have noticed as well, is that you probably have that friend that says, oh, I know how to work with Python, I know how to work with Power BI, but they don't have a job in tech because they are lacking the other 50%. All they have is the first 50%, talking about your technical skills. For you to get a job, you need to complete the job equation, talking about your T and the E. And at 10Alytics, what we are interested in is you getting a job. And that is the reason why you would learn the technical skills and you would also learn the employability skills, where you have your CV being reviewed, because you need a great CV. If you have applied for, let's say you've applied for 20 roles, 50 roles, 100 roles, and you've not even gotten one interview, there's something wrong with your CV. We show you how you can have a winning CV, how you can convert whatever experience you have at the moment that might seem like useless experience because it's not relevant to the job you're applying for. How you can convert that into valuable experience. All right. We show you how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile to ensure that recruiters are calling out to you that, oh, I want you to work with me on this project. I want you to work with me on that project. How you can navigate the job market, your space. You are currently new to a country, you just migrated. You don't know if to apply for a job in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or in the night. What job board should you apply for? How can you succeed in the current climate that you are located in? The navigating the job market would have professionals that will take you through all of these things. People that have succeeded where you're looking to succeed, they will take you through what they did that helped them succeed and what you can do so you get to do that and of course you succeed, and what they did that delayed their success so you do not do that and you don't have your success delayed. And of course, as soon as you've gotten an interview, you can also go ahead to schedule an interview preparation session where you have a one-on-one interaction with a professional that will take you through what you should expect in the interview. How you can answer questions such as, tell me about yourself, tell me about your experience, talk about salary negotiation to ensure that at the end of the day, you do get the job. And when the company needs a reference letter, because many of recruiters now, they want references. They want to know if you are really who you say you are. That they can reach out to us, and of course, we would provide the reference on your behalf. All right? And then, of course, we also offer the job support. You've gotten the job. 18 or 2 is not clear. You've been given a task. You don't know where to begin. You can reach out to us, and we'll tell you what to do. So just click on this, click on that, do this, do that. You're on track. And you go back to work, and you do fantastically well. Every week, you are also mentored. Mentorship is something that is very important when you're looking to make a switch into a space that you're not really familiar with. Every week, you get to have series of mentorship sessions that will take you through how you can succeed in your space, new trends in the industry, the new things you can do to fast track your route to success. Maybe you are doing something that's currently not working. Someone that will tell you that, oh, this is what you should do instead to ensure that you are on the right track. Mentored weekly. And if you are interested in freelancing, you want to freelance, you want to work, decide your own working hours. You Upwork optimization, Upwork is a great platform for you. The Upwork optimization will show you how you can succeed as a freelancer, how you can go ahead to write your proposals, to ensure that your proposals are viewed, how you can how you should manage your connect. Should you apply for jobs with high connect? Should you boost your proposals using connect? How you can do all of that to ensure that you are placed in the right position to achieve success. All of this is meant to ensure that you do land a job. And this is a quick review of how you would be converted from whatever it is you are doing at the moment into what you want to be. All right, starting from identifying your tech career, which is one of the reasons why we're on the call at the moment, for you to identify, oh, what will be right for me. All right, you go ahead to have your live classes. You have your portfolio. All right, a portfolio is very important. A portfolio where you have all of your projects. So if a recruiter says, oh, I need to see your projects, you are able to provide that link that would show them everything you've worked on. Okay, you gain the employability skills, you network, you are mentored, and of course, you eventually do get a job. We have a process that works, and of course, you would be a part of that. More success stories. I mentioned earlier, we could have a session dedicated to just going through testimonials, and we'll spend all day, literally. Okay, so as soon as you get the slides, please go through the testimonials, listen to these people speak, how they were able to make that switch, and how you can do same. The next squad begins 5th of October. On the 5th of October, for you to be a part of the next squad, begins on the 5th of October. And what you need to do to be a part of that squad is to make a commitment. The fee to be a part of the squad, for the fee to be a part of the program is $750 if you're paying in dollars, £625 if you're paying in pounds, 730 euros if you're paying in euros, and of course 1,125 Canadian dollars if you're paying in Canadian dollars. But if you are able to be part of the first 20 persons to register, you will be able to get 20% off the full amount. And so if you're paying in dollars, you get to pay $600 instead. If you're paying in pounds, you get to pay £500. If you're paying in euros, you get to pay 580 euros. And if you're paying in Canadian dollars, you get to pay 900 Canadian dollars. There are two ways that you can go ahead to make payment. And of course, my colleague on the call would also send in the payment details. All right. There are two ways you can go ahead to make payments. You can either make payments using the main stack link. All right, you can make payments using the main stack link, or you can make payments via our website. And I'm going to take you through both of them really quickly. Now, if you click on the main stack link and you try to make payments using the main stack link, you are going to be taken to the enrollment center. Now, via the enrollment center, you are going to see the price list. So you get to see the price list in case maybe you forgot it, you just want a refresher. And then you can scroll down to make payments if you want to make payments using your card. So on the main stack, you can click on this, and then you get to select the program that you're looking to register for. All right, you get to select the program that you are looking to register for. And as soon as you click on the program, it takes you to a place where you insert the amount you're looking to pay. It's going to take note of your currency, of your local currency. So it doesn't matter if you're in the US, it doesn't matter if you're in the US, it will be in dollars. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK, it will be in pounds. If you're in Ghana, it will be in cedis. All right. So you can go ahead to select any of the program you're looking to register for. And then of course you make payments. But if you're looking to make payments instrumentally, so let's say you want to make payments in 3 installments. All right, you want to make payments in 3 installments. Over here, we have the monthly automatic installments that you can go click on to make payments in tranches. So you decide to make payments in 3 installments. So you can go ahead to click on this 3 installments plan, and then each month the equivalent will be debited from your account. So the first payment you make would ensure that you get access to everything you need to be a part of the class. And then 1 month into the program, you get to pay the second installment, and then another for the second month into the program, you get to pay the third installment. Now, this is currently in Naira. This is in Naira at the moment. That's because I'm currently in Nigeria. Okay, so I'm in Nigeria at the moment, and that is the reason why this is in Naira. For you, if you open this up, this will probably be in dollars. All right. And let's say you're in the UK and you want to make payment. You want to make payment using the 2 installment. And this is in dollars. You don't need to worry. You can go ahead to make payments. The local equivalent to be debited from your account, and you'll still be in the right place. Now, once you make payments, something you want to ensure you do is to upload your payment receipts. So you have to come back here to upload your receipts. You click on this, you upload your receipts, you fill in the form, you get a confirmation email from us, and everything that you need to be a part of the program. If you're looking to make payments using the website, you can come over to www.10alytics.io. I would also share the link. So the link should also be in the chat box, just as my colleague has sent. So you can come over to the chat to the website, and then you over here where you have learn. So you see you have instructor-led courses. You can select instructor-led courses, and then you get to select any of the courses you are looking to register for. Let's say you want to register for the HR Analytics course. What you do is that you go ahead to click on View Course Details for the HR Analytics course. And then you can read about what the program entails, what you are going to be getting, all of that. And then, of course, you can download the brochure if you want to see more, to learn more about the program. And then over here, you can click on Enroll Now to make payments and to enroll to be a part of the program. All right. While learning, you are going to be learning. We use a dual learning approach here at 10Alytics. And what do I mean by a dual learning approach? You are going to be learning via the 10Alytics LMS. All right. And when I say the LMS, I mean the learning management system, where you have what we call watch me do it videos that would introduce you to concepts that you are going to be learning in class. All right. So this would introduce you to concepts that you'll be learning in class, and then you are going to have a live class. So during the week, you get to watch these videos that will introduce you to this concept. And then on Saturday, all right, during the live class, you then get to have an interaction with the facilitator, working on real life problems, learning more, asking questions, and all of that. So it doesn't matter if you're a slow learner or if you're a fast learner, you're on the right track. So taking a look at the data analytics program. So let's say the data analytics. So I can click on continued learning, and then you're going to see the different course breakdowns. So you have the week 1, you have module 1, module 2, module 3. So you can open up module 1. You get to see all of the videos in module 1, all of the videos in module 2. You can click on any of the videos, click on play, and then watch and practice, because the videos are highly practical. So you're gaining the practical knowledge that is needed. So you can see this is a Femina, one of the facilitators. All right. And then you can go ahead to practice. And then, like I said, during the weekend, you also have a live class that you get to work on this stage with the facilitator. And of course, you learn some more. All right. So please ensure that you go ahead to register. Discount is only for the first 20 persons. We've been able to help so many persons make a switch into tech. You definitely want to be a part of them as well. So many testimonials, so many things we've been able to do. All right. So more testimonials, like I said. Once you get the slides, go through all of this. Okay. Go through all of this. Any question for me? So if you have a question, you can use the raise hand icon, and I'll call on you to ask your question. All right, I guess not. So thank you everyone for joining in today. I'm sure we had a good time, and I'm sure we enjoyed my story. I hope you really did, because I think it was something nice. Okay. I enjoyed my story as well, and I hope you did as well. Thank you everyone, and please ensure you register as quickly as possible, because I always love to say, quick says the clock. What you have to do quick. Ensure you register now so you're part of the first 20 persons and that you do key into the discounts. All right. Cheers, everyone.